Today on the newscast, when Islamic religious authorities attempted to destroy the biblical history of Jerusalem's Temple Mount, a team of Israeli archaeologists jumped into action. We head to Jerusalem to get an up-close look at some of the ancient artifacts that they've managed to recover. That's coming up. Hey folks, Erick Stakelbeck here. Welcome to the Watchman Newscast. We told you on our February 12th newscast, you can check it out here in our archives, that workers for the Palestinian Authority destroyed a section of the site where many believe Joshua's altar once stood. It's a very significant biblical site in Samaria that's mentioned in the book of Joshua and the book of Deuteronomy, and it has great meaning for Bible believers. Now, we don't worship this site, obviously. We worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But this is a very special historical place that brings the pages of the Bible to life, and it must be preserved. Yet the damage to Joshua's altar is part of a larger effort by the Palestinian Authority to erase biblical history in Judea, Samaria, and in Jerusalem, including on the Temple Mount. Although the Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa Mosque stand there today, this is the place where the first and second temples once stood, where Jesus taught and chased out the money changers, and where the Bible says God's divine presence once dwelt. It is considered the holiest site in the world, especially to the Jewish people. But in 1999, Islamic authorities illegally excavated a section of the Temple Mount and dumped over 9,000 tons of dirt mixed with priceless archaeological artifacts. Thankfully, a pair of Israeli archaeologists jumped into action and created the Temple Mount Sifting Project to salvage what was lost. Now, the Temple Mount has never been properly legally excavated for political reasons, so this is about as close as we will get. I visited the grand reopening of the Sifting Project a while back in Jerusalem to see what they are up to. Take a look. The reason you're doing this, Yitzhak, why it's necessary, give us that quick background, what happened on the Temple Mount around 1999, I guess, about 20 years ago. Not good. Tell us about it.
So, the Muslim authorities excavated a huge pit in order to make a new entrance. Actually, they converted an ancient structure called Solomon's Stables. It's a substructure that was founded during the early Islamic period.
On the Temple Mount?
On the Temple Mount, in the southeastern corner of the Temple Mount, on remains of the Second Temple period. In that location, a huge underground vaulted structure was built later on, and the Crusaders were the last to use it as stables for the horses. And it was out of use during 1,000 years, and then they converted that to a mosque. They changed the status quo on the Temple Mount.
So 400 truckloads of dirt were removed from sacred ground, the Temple Mount, where 3,000 years ago Solomon's temple stood. Who knows what's under that dirt? The Muslim authorities took them from the Temple Mount and just dumped them in the Kidron Valley and elsewhere here in Jerusalem. Yitzhak, I think people at home will be shocked to learn how they did this, why they were allowed to do it.
I was shocked. Many people were shocked.
Yeah.
But I was very interested because I was an archaeological student, third year, and I went with another friend, and we started surveying it. Gabriel Barkai, one of my lecturers in those days, a senior archaeologist in Israel, very famous archaeologist. He joined forces with me, and together it took us about 3 years until we got the permit to do this. There were many obstacles, and in 2004 we began the Sifting Project.
So from this dirt, this holy dirt that you retrieved from the Temple Mount, you guys are literally sifting through it meticulously here at these sifting stations, and you have found 500,000 archaeological discoveries in this dirt from the first temple period, second temple period, and beyond, right?
Coins, we have about 7,000 coins. We have about 100 seals, seal impressions. We have thousands of jewelry pieces. Gradually, this information will be absorbed by scholars, by tourist guides, by school books, history books, documentaries, and this will be a common knowledge.
Well, this is where we can see some of the fruits of your labor, all the hard work you've put in on the Temple Mount Sifting Project over the years. Here we have it, some of your amazing finds.
What we did here, we took different categories of finds and we showed the whole span from the first temple period till today. all of the periods of the Temple Mount. Over here you can see coins. From the first minted coins of the Temple Mount during the Persian period, the time of the return of Zion, the Yahud coins that were minted, the first ever minted coins in Jerusalem and by Jews. Over here you can see, for example, this is Pontius Pilatus.
Pontius Pilate.
Yeah, Pontius Pilate, a coin.
A coin
and here you have Agrippa's, and here you have a half shekel coin that was given as the temple tax, according to the book of Exodus.
So Herod Agrippa, Pontius Pilate, a temple tax.
Yeah. And over here you can see Byzantine coins, early Islamic, and we have also Crusader coins. Some of the Crusader coins that we have are extremely rare.
And it looks like you have some arrowheads here.
And we have arrowheads from the time of King Solomon. This is a very rare one, Peaceful periods don't leave much remains, so only 8 of these were found in the whole land of Israel. So we have 8 of these, and then
first temple period.
This is from the destruction of the first temple by the Babylonians, from the Hashmonean period, the Crusader period. Over here you can see one example of dozens of architectural remains from the Herodian period, and this might even be from the Herodian temple. You can see it was well cut in a very fine way. It's burnt. It's actually probably exploded from the heat
from the Romans when the Romans burned the temple.
And we also managed to reconstruct floor tiles from the Herodian period to the colorful geometrical floor patterns that decorated the courts around the temple, Herod's temple. Over there you can see just several samples of the pattern that we managed to reconstruct, and we're still working on more patterns. Wow. To have the whole court with this technique is amazing.
It's amazing. Only here at the Temple Mount Sifting Project, Yitzhak, you're doing such incredible work. Who knows who walked on those pieces right there during the Second Temple period?
Who knows what else what further will be found, and who knows what everything what you see here is found by the people who visit for a 2-hour visit. Yeah. They come for a 2-hour visit, they get an introduction and the sift. And this is a crowdsourcing project because this belongs to everyone.
Amazing stuff. Now that clip was from our Watchman TV show. If you love the newscast, you will love our weekly TV show, which you can see here in the States on TBN every Wednesday night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern and Friday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Folks, I hope this story today encouraged you because God is moving. Everything that was done in darkness will eventually be brought to light, and the stones are literally crying out today with these incredible archaeological finds. It's exciting to see. Thanks for joining us today here on the Watchman Newscast. Until tomorrow, God bless you. And remember, never hold your peace. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the Watchman Newscast. If you enjoyed this episode and want to see more, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, click subscribe, and tap the bell icon to turn on notifications for new Watchman Newscast episodes every weekday.